2025 was one of those years that make you to, take a pause, take a deep breath, look up, look at the mirror and say, yes, we did it. It didn't just change my wardrobe. It changed my mindset, my reading, and the way I see myself. It also changed this channel in the ways that I didn't expect. And one of the biggest lessons I learned this year almost made me stop doing something that I love so much. And I'll share that lesson with you at the end of this video. Don't go anywhere. Hi Indioma, welcome back to the channel and another exciting episode of Style and Inspiration. Wait, before we get carried away with the chit chat, Happy New Year. This is our first official video of the year and I couldn't wait to say this. Happy New Year. I pray that the new year 2026 be to you exactly how you want it to be. All right, let's dive into today's video. So today I want to slow down and reflect. This is going to be like a slow and reflect moment, not just on what I wore or what I posted, but on what I learned, what I released, and what I became. Everything you see in this channel today started with a quiet decision that I made last year, 2025, and helped me build a foundation that in 2026, that decision is about to take TessOverWordsTv to a completely new level. But before we go into all of that, let's talk about how the year 2025 really was. Rewind. My 2025 didn't start with big goals or grand announcements. It started with letting go. So I intentionally started the year by decluttering my wardrobe, which I shared with you guys on tips on how I declutter and the importance of decluttering and all of that. This single act was very important because I knew that I could not carry old energy into a new season. So I needed to declutter. For me, that single act of decluttering wasn't about minimalism or trends. It was about honesty. I had to ask myself the real questions like, why am I holding on to this? Does this reflect who I am now? Or is it tied to a version of me that I have outgrown? I was very, very honest with me and I pulled down my entire closet from top to bottom, and for me to do that, it meant so much to me. Like, it was like ripping myself open. Not that I do not declutter every other time, but the one I did last year was like the first of its kind. I've never done such a decluttering before. Like, I pulled down my entire wardrobe. It was anyways, I understood that if I was walking into a new season, I needed to actually create room for that season. So I had to let go. While I was decluttering, I realized that, some clothes carried memories of insecurities. Some reminded me of seasons where I was shrinking myself. And some pieces simply no longer aligned with the woman I was becoming. So I had to just, let them all go. Letting go wasn't easy for me, but it was necessary. And I had to make the hard decision to let go. And this singular act taught me that growth requires releasing. For you to grow, you have to be ready to let go. And that is where growth starts, and where growth started for TessOverWordsTv and for Ugoma as a person. And once I made space physically, I started making space emotionally, spiritually, and creatively. So if you really want to add more, you need to learn to create space for that more that you're hoping to add. And that was what I did. After decluttering, the next question naturally becomes, what actually works for me? All right, I've decluttered and let go of everything in my wardrobe. I just had a few pieces left, which I shared with you guys. The next question was, what next? What's next is she building? To me, color wasn't about trend. Last year was all about, breaking out of the trendophobia. I don't know if there's a word like that, but that was basically what last year was for me, breaking out from the status quo of styling and fashion. I started building style that revolved around creativity, confidence, and authenticity. And one conversation that stayed with me all year was becoming that girl. And I know you can agree with me that that was basically all I was sharing, becoming that girl, and I shared girl to girl, takes every other time. And it reflected in all of the videos that I shared last year. Becoming that girl while going deeper to redefining that girl, not the aesthetic version, the internet version, but the grounded, disciplined, and intentional version. For me, becoming that girl meant taking myself seriously. It meant honoring my routines, keeping promises to myself, and doing things with intentions, even when nobody was watching. It was more like, or looked like, choosing rest over burnt out, and I never joked with that. Choosing structure instead of chaos, choosing elegance in how I speak, dress, or showed up. I paid attention to all of this. I also realized that becoming that girl isn't about doing much or more, or trying to prove that you're doing more than every other person. It's about doing better choices, better boundaries, better self-respect. And that's what makes the difference. And that mindset shifted how I approached every part of my life, TessOverWordsTv included. I also shared that colors isn't just about aesthetics. Far from it. Color is more of how it makes you feel, how confidence you are in it, how you're perceived whenever you wear it, and how present you show up when you walk into a room. Confidence was a huge theme for me last year, and I know you can agree with me. I'm always talking about confidence this, confidence that, and I shared with you how that confidence and fashion and style are like this and cannot be separated. And I also shared that, when you put effort into how you look, into your appearance, that it's not considered vanity or whatever it is they say out there. It's not considered vanity. It's not considered fake or vain. It's self-care. We talked about how self-care is very important. Use your lip gloss as often as possible. Do your skincare routine. Do not neglect your routine and all of that. All of these are interwoven to self-care, to fashion, to style, which in return, boost your self-confidence, boost your self and respect, boost whatever it is that helps you stand tall in a room with your shoulder high without feeling any less, I would say. Getting dressed became a ritual. I no longer had to wait for special occasions to wear my special clothing. In fact, there's no such thing as special clothing in my wardrobe. Every piece I have is special. There's no such thing like, Sunday clothes, party clothes. If I want to wear something, I get dressed, put it on, I wear it, and I go to where I want to go to, as long as it's in line with the theme or with the occasion I'm going to. All right, I want to go get coffee. I'm dressing up. I'm doing my makeup and I'm going out to get my cup of coffee, and I'm sitting down there like $1 million box. Because to me, it's not about the occasion. It's about a ritual that it is for me. Dressing up is not negotiable, because I understand that how I present myself, how I dress, has a way of affecting how I feel, how I think about myself, and how I show up, which was also one of the things we talked about, dressing for occasions. I know last year was full with with seasoned and very beautiful episodes that we shared here. Girl, you don't need to wait for when there is an Owambe for you to wear your lace or your Ankara. Wear it and go to church. Wear it and go to wherever you want to go to. Every day is a special occasion. And last year reminded me again that every day is a special occasion. Now you will ask, what of the days where you felt uninspired or unmotivated? Girl, that was where the intentionality came in. I'm not going to lie to you that there were not days where I felt like, oh my God, I'm not even in the mood to do my makeup. I do not want to wear anything. I just want to wear my beanies and just go out looking like, no, I'm not going to tell you that there were days where I didn't feel that way. But I had to remind myself again that, girl, this is a ritual that you need to stay to. And what's that thing they say about, when you keep doing something, it just naturally becomes like an habit. I just kept on, even on days where I didn't feel like it. I just, kept on doing it. makeup. I had to incorporate the makeup, no makeup ritual. So it made it easy, especially for days where I didn't feel like doing anything. I just, do the makeup, no makeup, and I can still pull up something from my wardrobe, put on and step out to just, make sure that I am still taking care of myself, because self-care is not just about eating good food. Good food is part of it, but paying attention to your body, to yourself, what you wear, what you put on your face is also part of self-care. And I didn't joke with it last year. On a deeper level, it contributed to where TessOverWordsTv is today. Now, moving on. Another thing we talked about last year was softness. I was always talking about softness this, softness that, confidence this, confident that, and I shared with you how that softness is powerful. Some people tend to see softness as weakness. On the contrary, softness is a form of power, like subtle, going deep, but very, very powerful. Softness is you speaking strength and power without even shouting and dragging with anybody. I learned that I do not always need to rush to get things done. I didn't need to react immediately over situations or things. I took my time to evaluate before I responded, especially if it's coming from an outsider or a controversy. I do not just, somebody just said something to me, boom, I just replied. No, I also stopped carrying everything on my shoulder. Christ has already told us to drop everything on his shoulder. Why am I carrying everything? Do the one I can do and just let the rest be. Of course, come back to them later when I have the strength mentally, physically, emotionally, and otherwise to carry on with that task. Last year life became so slow. It became so slow that the noises around no longer meant anything. Life was so slow. Soft living for me became like part of my ritual. It meant slowing my pace. Okay, you guys can go. I'm coming. Don't rush me, please. Creating calm in my environment, no matter what was happening around. I found a way to just escape and just shut all the noise around and just take a break to evaluate, to take it all in and just pause. Choosing peace over point. All my life, I've always been someone that, I love peace. I used to say that I'm the worst person to pick a fight with, because when you're trying to fight with someone and that person is just looking at you like, okay. Yeah, that's the kind of person I am. And last year, I even dwelled there even more. I'm just looking at you. Okay, no problem. That's because I value peace a lot. Not because I am afraid of fight or afraid of, letting my opinions known. But I believe that sometimes peace is just the best way to just approach things. It doesn't mean that you would not stand on your ground or you do not have boundaries, but sometimes you just let the matter die down, and then you can revisit it later when everything is cool and you can let your point known. And last year, slow living was just so sweet, and that was because I was delving into softness, into understanding my place as a human being, as a female. Women are so powerful, and I had to delve into that realm of my softness and my femininity, and it really paid off. It paid off for me as a person. It paid off for TessOverWordsTv, because I was not dragging with anyone or anything. I was just there and everything was just coming to me. At some point I was like, I don't want to again. I need to take a break. And that's what happened when you've mastered softness. That's what happened when you've mastered peace. That's what happened when you've mastered the acts and understood that you being soft or you enjoying softness doesn't mean you're weak. It actually means you understand the real act of power. Last year, femininity became less of appearance, but more of presence. How I entered rooms, how I spoke, how I carried myself, how I listened, how I responded. I allowed myself to be gentle without guilt. There was never a moment I felt like, oh, how Goma, you should have. There was never a moment. And that softness gave me more clarity and more emotional intelligence. I became even more intelligent emotionally than I used to be. I used to pride myself like, I have high emotional intelligence. But last year, it just went from what it used to be to another level. And I look forward to building that more. There was this video that was trending where some teenage girls were at rehearsals, like music rehearsals, and then one of the girls, or the teenage girl beside her, had accidentally lit her hair with candlelight. The chill in that girl's face, like, it went viral on the internet. She just looked at the hair and she was just like, and she just continued smiling. When I saw that video, I'm like, now that's a soft girl. Every other person could have reacted in a very dramatic way, like, oh, hey, oh, the girl was just like, she's just, oh my God, it was soft yet powerful. Everyone on the internet fell in love with that girl, and that was how 2025 was for me. There's actually no need, making a fuss about things. Just things will always be what they are meant to be. I'm not saying softness means you should just go and lie down there and things will just be going. No, I mean doing things in a way that doesn't put you in a position where you have to react unnecessarily. React when you should, but don't allow things walk you up to the point where you have to be very dedicated to be someone who keeps a routine. Because if you cannot even wake up to do your skincare routine, how will you stay true to your studies? If you cannot wake up to do your skincare, how will you wake up to even study? So it starts by, putting small goals and sticking to them. For you to call yourself a soft girl, you have to be someone who is very dedicated to work, dedicated to family, dedicated to job, dedicated to, every aspect of your life. What a year. So last year I mentioned to you guys how, I'm a naturally shy person, and how that when I started my YouTube channel, God, it was a very, very funny video. And subsequent videos after then, it was very funny. Sometimes if I scroll down to the series of videos I made when I started YouTube, sometimes I can't even watch up to 50 seconds because I'm like, what is this? What are you saying? What are you doing? That's because I could not even look at the camera. I was that shy. I shared that vulnerable part of me with you guys and told you how, I just kept on doing what I love doing, and didn't let the fact that I was a naturally shy person stop me from doing it. And I can look at myself today. I can easily just set the camera and just say whatever I want to say, and I'm out. Which brings us to one of the things we talked about last year as well, and about showing up, not letting things put you down or letting things hinder you. You have to show up regardless of whether you're shy, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your appearance, or whatever it is your insecurity. You have to find a way to conquer it and just show up for yourself, show up for what you love doing, show up for what you enjoy doing. I showed up, I created, I spoke, even on days where I had every reason not to. I had to remind myself that if I really want to be consistent, I had to be present. But one thing that last year also taught me was that being consistent or showing up doesn't mean I have to post every day or every week or every other week. It meant being present, and that was exactly what I did. It just means you have to show up, you have to be present, and which was what I did, regardless of I'm shy, regardless of today is not a good day. I tried as much as possible to be present at what I love doing. So I realized that soft confidence that is wrapped around just showing up or just being present was a form of confidence, like a huge form of confidence, and I embraced it with the whole of me. Grace doesn't have to be loud. When you see a gracious person, you see someone who has the ability to remain calm and collected even in the worst case scenario. 2025 also reminded me that consistency pays off. I've been creating content since, I think this is 6 years or 7 years now, back and forth though. right? But if you join all the years together, it's 7 years now. And 2025 was the year that everything started making sense. Last year, things started to align. The collaboration started coming in. My voice, my goals for TessOverWordsTv started to become clearer. My girl to girl series started to, resonate really better. In fact, that's going to be another topic for another time. I've got a secret I want to share with you guys. So just for now, 2025 showed me that nothing is wasted. I shared with you guys, sometimes I'll go back to my old videos and I'll cringe like, ew, what is she doing? But those videos, my journey from way back was not a waste. Whatever I am today in this content creation thinking that I am doing is due to what I was back then. It has built me. It has helped me build character. It has helped me build focus. Every post, every video, every idea builds momentum, even when it feels invisible. Those days when you just post video and your video will just be looking at you like but those days were part of, they made the story for whatever it is that we have today. The consistency taught me patience, and patience strengthened my confidence. Finally, on this our retrospective journey to 2025, style. 2025 was a year of evolution of style for me. Like, there was a complete U-turn, a complete relearning, unlearning, and learning things style-wise, fashion-wise. And I'm going to buy 2025 a carton of cake and a carton of Coca-Cola, because I think 2025 is the girl's girl. She's a girl's girl. I became more intentional with silhouette, my silhouette, what looks good on me. I leaned more into elegance, into femininity. If you look at my videos or what I wear, I'm sure you would see more of, elegance, femininity, soft. I leaned more into that. You're not going to see my video and say, luxury. I don't showcase luxury, because I know I've mentioned to you guys a couple of times how I don't want to identify my style with luxury. I want you to see me and you see, she's very stylish, she's very elegant, she looks so feminine and soft and beautiful. That is how I want my style to be identified, and that's literally all you see when I come out or when I dress. I'm not going to be showing you, so I got this luxury bag. No, that's not my style. Even if I get luxury, you might not even notice. I might not even share. That's because I do not want TessOverWordsTv or Ugoma as a person to be associated with any form of luxury. Not because I do not wear luxury, I do not fancy luxury. Of course I do, but I would rather be known as an elegant, stylish person than, she's luxurious. No, I don't want that. And through it all, I learned that style isn't just about trends. In fact, style isn't trend. It's more about alignment, which I also shared with you guys and made a couple of videos about that. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned a lesson that almost made me quit something I love doing, right? I started to realize that TessOverWordsTv was beyond content. It was more of community. And that was where the shift started for me. And the foundation started going deeper and deeper. And we have what we have today. The conversation every week or every other week episode of Style and Inspiration, the unboxings, the messages. Women felt seen through the channel. And then I realized that, wait, girl, this is not just content. This is beyond content. This is community of women, the women who felt seen through my content, through my video. That mattered to me more than the numbers. Now let's talk about 2026. Girl, this year is not a continuation. It is more of an expansion, because I have a feeling that 2026 is going to be very promising. Oh, I felt 2025 was promising for the channel, for Ugoma as a person. But there's a stronger feeling right now, or stronger feeling I've been having, that 2026 is going to be even more promising than 2025 was. Not because everything is perfect, far from it, but because of the solid foundation that we have built from 2025. This channel is now built on intention, clarity, and purpose, not pressure. Like, please, no pressure here. So expect deeper conversations around style, identity, confidence, and growth. Inside out, we're going to be dissecting these topics inside out, personal experiences, real. We're going to be taking it real, because it's far from content. It's community. What am I dishing out to my community? How productive or how useful is the information? It's more of that to me than, oh, let's just create a content and push let's just do something and put it. No, we've left that side a very long time ago. I'm going to be sharing more deeper style education, body type clarity, real life styling, confident conversations, of course, purpose-led content. We're not doing vibes here. We're not doing trends here. We're doing purpose-led content, productive content, more structure, more depth, more impact, more value. TessOverWords is becoming a space for clarity and not noise. If you want noise, au revoir. If you want clarity, bonjour. So if clarity is what you love, or what you're interested in, or what attracted you to this channel, please go grab a seat, because that's basically all we're going to be doing henceforth, more and more of it than we did in 2025. So grab a seat, grab your popcorn, grab your lip gloss, because we're about to watch it in 8K. Who watches 4K? 8K, please. Okay, so the very first video of 2026, well, this is the first video, but I mean like the first official video. This is the first video, but we're doing more of like a retrospect and 2026 in view. But the very first official video where we'll talk about, real styling content or fashion tips and all of that, is going to answer the one question I get asked most often. And that's because most people get it wrong. So that very first video is going to answer the question, and you don't want to miss it. Honestly, girl, you don't want to miss the content that will be dropping henceforth. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on the notification bell, so that you don't get to miss out, because it's gonna suck to be you if you miss out on any episode. All right, Ndioma, thank you so much for sitting with me today and for chatting with me today while we take a journey back to 2025 and get a microscope to view 2026. Thank you so much, and happy new year once again. I think that will be it for now. I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, remember to stay safe, stay beautiful, stay out of trouble, and I'll see you soon. Bye.